The old relationship we had with the United States, based on deepening integration of our economies and tight security and military cooperation, is over.
Do you see the relationship between the U.S. and Canada permanently altered? I ask the question because for me, it's really hard to believe how U.S.-Canadian relations have deteriorated. These were the two closest of allies, and now all of a sudden we hear words like this, strong words like this from the new Prime Minister.
So first of all, let me say that Canadians are unpackaging this tariff war in two ways. First of all, there's the economic fiscal issues with respect to tariffs, and albeit I believe that to be illogical. But then there is the blunt language from the President of the United States with respect to our sovereignty, our independence. Canada wants to work with the United States, but we do not want our independence, our sovereignty, our values, our Canadian way of life attacked in any way, shape, or form. And we feel threatened by an imperialistic, expansive agenda by the President of the United States. That said, Wolf, we recognize that this is not every American. In fact, it's likely only a handful of Americans who hold this view. And Canadians are mature enough, they're understanding enough to realize that while we have to steal a hockey analogy, we have to have our elbows up right now in the corners, that hopefully this game and this period will pass and we can rebuild a constructive relationship. I was very encouraged for the first time since the president was elected to hear him refer to our prime minister, regardless of political stripe, our prime minister, our sovereign head of our country as prime minister once again. Since December, he's been referring to that position and that person as governor. And that is insulting and offensive to Canadians.
Governor, because he pretends that Canada is going to be the 51st state of the United States. He used to call Prime Minister Trudeau governor, 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 not premier or prime minister. It's really very, very insulting to Canada indeed. How are Canadians reacting on a personal level to these kinds of comments?
So it's incredibly hurtful. I can speak personally, as a father and who married an American. For me, this is actually very personal. I did some of my surgical training in Baltimore, Maryland. My daughter was born in Baltimore. She's a natural citizen. She could be President of the United States someday. Obviously, I married an American. I have all my children are dual citizens. So it's confusing and hurtful for me as an individual, but Canadians at large are incredibly offended. There is a moment of national unity and pride in the country of Canada that I have not seen in my entire life. And I do think that we are worried about the rhetoric from the President of the United States. But make no mistake, the sovereignty of our independent, proud nation will never be jeopardized. What's confusing, Wolf, is that the relationship has been so strong. I mean, here in Newfoundland and Labrador, we welcomed 10,000 stranded passengers during 9/11. We've fought side by side in 2 world wars in Korea and Afghanistan, and would continue to kind of grow that relationship because it's built on shared values of democracy, of freedom, of independence, and of justice. And to see that being eroded is very troublesome to Canadians.
Yeah, I've always considered Canada to be America's #1 closest NATO ally, and to see this relationship deteriorate as it has over these past few months is really depressing. And as a young boy growing up in Buffalo, in Western New York, on the border with Canada, I used to go to a lot of Buffalo Sabres hockey games. And before all of the games, not only did they play the U.S. national anthem, they played "O Canada," because almost all of the hockey players were Canadians. And I used to wonder, why are they playing "O Canada" in the United States? And that's what my dad and my friends always explained to me. Canada is a separate country, but so many of the players are Canadians, and we have to honor them. It was just something I grew up with in Buffalo.
Yeah, it's the most important relationship in the world. It's an example how neighbors can work together, and that doesn't exist throughout the geopolitical context. It has been to date a beacon of hope, a beacon of democracy, the strength of our partnership in protecting not just North America, but the world. And I have to believe, Wolf, that we will get through this. And while Canadians are angered and offended, particularly by the the attack on our sovereignty, confused and frustrated by the economic issues, but more concerned and by the attack on our independence. I have to believe that once this rhetoric settles, and once rational, logical, mature heads prevail, that the strong historic friendship between the United States and Canada can not only be resolved, but be strengthened.
Well, let's hope that happens. It's so important to both countries.